Yo. Welcome to Fellas Corner, where we talk about news, entertainment, and all the above. Let this rock. What up, OG?
Yo, what's good, D? How's your week?
It's a little entertaining, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah. How's your week?
It was good. I'm on vacation right now, so it's always good to have some time out of work.
It's always good to have some time
And the
out
best
of work.
part about it is that you get paid. I mean, I'm assuming a lot of other jobs you get paid, but it's always good that when you're out of work and you still get money.
Yeah, it's always good when you're. So we got a special guest named Mags here.
Hey, yo, I'm back. I'm back for the first time, baby.
Guess who's Bazak?
AKA M&M.
All right.
Eminem. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mikey Mags.
True.
Oh, okay.
That's right,
Okay.
that's right.
Hey, you actually going back to work tomorrow?
No.
Because the store's closed, right?
I'm still on vacation.
He's on vacation.
I'm on vacation, but D.
I thought your store was closed.
Whether it's open or closed, it doesn't bother me because I'm still here.
He's still
I'm
here.
staying here.
He's living.
Yeah, I'm living.
He
you know?
woke up.
Yeah, exactly.
When you woke up, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
True. I agree with that. It's always a blessing.
That's
when
a
you wake up.
blessing.
Yeah, what's also a blessing is brisk iced tea you guys provided me with
real
tonight.
quick, I just want to maybe I can just get this question out of the way. We bought a Christmas tree a couple days ago. How long are you supposed to wait till you decorate a tree when you buy it? Is it 2 days, 3 days, same day?
Instant.
Yeah,
Instantly.
my girl said you have to wait 2 days.
No.
Why 2 days?
Oh, so it can open up, so that way, because you know how when you buy it, they tie it up.
It's a fake tree, though. Is it a fake tree or
No,
a real
it's a
tree?
real tree. It's a real tree.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Which she's right about. It does have to bloom or expand.
I got one on Friday, and it was all opened up, and it was decorated on
Yeah,
Friday.
but did they tie it up? Did they put it like in that net?
It was
Wait.
tied up to my roof.
Yeah, but I'm saying when you bought it at the store, did they tie it up? so
Nah,
that
it
way-
was a live tree
You
just
brought-
sitting
you
in the
just
yard.
Took it out of the store. Did you buy it, or you just took it out?
No, I
but
bought it.
Did you?
Question is,
escape
do
the
you
checkout
like?
line and just walk
So
out?
you like real trees? I have a fake tree.
No,
I have a real
chill.
tree.
Yeah, I got a real one.
I can't
Ooh, what's
take it.
better?
I had the real one because I had a real one and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just made too much mess. So I
Nah,
just
man,
decided
you
to go
gotta
fake.
smell the pine, baby.
It's funny. I was trying to do the math, right? Like a real tree is about $40-$50 at the cheapest, right?
yep.
A fake one is around $150 to $200
You
usually.
keep for years.
You keep for years. So what's better? You know what I mean? Paying that $40-$50 cleaning up the mess, but it's a little bit of a mess, or
Yeah, you're gonna have a dog piss on that damn tree.
Yeah,
It's not about the value, bro. A real tree gives you that Christmas stench in your house.
Yeah,
It gives you that pine smell.
Yeah.
So you
First
feel
of
like
all,
in the woods.
My thing is, who invented Christmas anyway?
Jesus.
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 I don't know if Jesus invented Christmas. I think it's
As a Jew, I'm going to go ahead and say
Yeah,
Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah. I mean,
your religious opinion made you feel that way. That's why.
I mean, as a
just saying.
Jew,
Yeah.
I must say everything was created
I
by
was
Jesus.
saying.
Jesus.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Jesus.
ask this.
Jesus.
I'm gonna
Jesus.
ask this, and it's not being. I don't want to be like a religious guy, but this is it. But you guys are. I'm not. This might be a stereotype
It's
for
okay.
me. But ain't you guys cheap?
Cheap. I guess that's what Jews are known to be cheap,
But
they're all wealthy.
Yeah,
but Christmas.
Yeah, one ties into the other.
But
yeah.
Christmas is an expensive holiday. That's what I'm saying.
We
That's
don't
why,
celebrate Christmas. You understand
I
that?
know
right?
that.
It's
So
a- it's a
how
Han-
you
Hanukkah.
guys? But that's what I'm saying.
It's Hanukkah, right?
Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Unless it's a smart ploy
No,
for us
because-
others.
No. Because guess what? You guys celebrate Christmas one day of expensiveness, right?
Yeah.
Hanukkah lasts for 8 days, and you're supposed to give gifts for all straight 8 days.
okay.
But nobody does. No
Everybody
Jewish person.
does.
But
What do you
what
mean?
kind of big
Every
gifts
day,
though?
Every day.
That's actually, you don't give big gifts on Hanukkah.
That's what I'm
Every
saying.
day.
So that's what I'm saying. You guys are good with your money. And I say this is a stereotype of me, probably. You guys are good with your money. folks out here spending too much money on Christmas. That's my thing.
So you know what sucks to be me is being a Jew and married to a Christian woman. We do a little bit of Christmas and Hanukkah, so you get super expensive.
Damn, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You
super
just don't
expensive.
look at the tree when you pass by. Is that
Yeah, I put my head down. Yeah.
You get a blindfold like that Netflix movie.
Every time I walk by
Bird.
every time I walk by the
What's
tree,
that?
Bird.
What's that
Bird
Netflix
Box.
movie? No,
Yeah,
Bird Box.
Bird Box.
Yeah.
every time I walk by my Christmas tree, I apologize to God. You know?
Just out of care, you said earlier that the Jewish people created or invented Christmas.
I did not say that
what
at
did you
all.
say?
I
Well,
said Jesus did.
Okay. Not
Okay.
David. David didn't say nothing about
I
it. Yeah,
apologize.
yeah, because you know
My
you can't. Don't make David come and smack you with his
You
star.
know, you know that dude throws stones.
Yeah,
dog.
he throws stones in the
true.
star
Yeah,
boomerang on your ass.
Yeah,
Don't get
true.
you.
He was the first sniper. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But when did it get commercialized? Right, is the real question.
Yeah.
Right?
But
Because
that's
just like,
why how it got commercialized. And now this is my play after you finish. This is my
Yeah.
play. I think Jewish cats are so smart. Right? They made so much money because they're very wealthy.
Yeah, they are.
So they said, what would how we get back our money for Hanukkah?
yeah.
You notice that after
Yeah.
Hanukkah is fucking Christmas.
Yeah.
How we get back our
True.
money? Yeah, put our stuff. Because I went to B&H Photos. If you know, B&H Photos is owned by a Jewish community.
Everything's owned by the Jewish community.
So,
Hollywood, according to Nick Cannon, is
Yeah, so-
regulated.
which is very true.
So at the end of the day, they probably was like, yes, let's go do some Christmas, get our money back. Because these Christian folks,
True.
that's how they got, because we're going to
True.
spend like crazy.
That's true.
Just like what he called Black Friday. A lot of people forget that Black Friday is just, the term Black Friday is really not to say, because it's either green or red.
Well, it's red. Yeah, red.
Red is
Yeah.
losing money.
You know-
Green is gaining money. Black is supposed to even out.
you notice on Black Friday, not that many black people are actually shopping.
That's
on
what
Black
I'm
Friday.
saying.
That's
We
what I'm
don't
saying.
shop on Black Friday. We rather shop on Cyber Monday.
That's what I'm telling you.
Because, you know, it's
Now.
cheaper.
Now.
So now. But at the end of the day, I think it's just a ploy for rich Jewish folks to get their money
Yeah,
back.
because Max, you tell me. I'm assuming when you give those 8 gifts back, you're not giving up more than what you're getting, right? You always like plan it out. You always
Well, it's an
getting back.
investment. It's an investment. You always want to get more than what you give. You know what
You know
I
what
mean?
I'm saying? Because I'll tell you straight up, like when it comes to my family, I always kind of look at it like, listen, I always analyze it, right? So if I gave this person a gift, did I get the same value back? And then if I did it from the previous year, the next year I make sure I lower my value down.
All I know is
because
when
I'm
I
all
give-
about getting that equality and gift giving.
When I give my son $5 gift, I'm expecting 10 back. It's like an investment.
I'm just saying. It's just funny that Mags like had a blindfold when he walked in his own house.
I don't blindfold. I just apologize for walking by.
He blindfold. You know he does.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm sorry, God, for putting this Christian tree in my
Yeah.
house.
He goes to what do you call it? Is it a Sabbath? What is it?
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
So growing up,
Shabbat.
So growing up, when me and Max really became boys, and then that's when he told me he doesn't celebrate Christmas, right? So I remember it was like, yo, he's my dog. You know what I'm saying? So at the time, you know what I'm saying, I would give gifts to a lot of my boys, right? I just would do it. So I tried to give him a gift, and then he was like, yo, I don't take gifts when he first
Yeah,
explained
that's
to
a
me.
lie. You know, Jews never say no to a gift.
Yeah,
He's
no.
lying.
He
They
did it,
know.
but I'm saying you'll see what with the end result. So I tried to give him a gift. You know what I'm saying? When we became cool, this was like years down the road. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give him a gift because he's my boy, right?
Yep.
So I give him a gift. He's like, yo, I can't take that. I was like, why not? He goes, yo, I'm Jewish. Yo, we don't celebrate Christmas. I was like, oh. But yo, come to me after Christmas.
Save that shit after Christmas, B.
Yo, come on the 27th. Yo.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, so they just don't give it to you today? He's like, nah, you'll come back in a couple of days.
Imagine. This is what you do.
I
You
gave
get-
it to him on the 27, 26. I was like, here you go. I was like,
This is what you
thanks.
do. You
Good
go to
looks.
the eight type of gifts, right? Like a
Yeah.
figurine. And each day just
It's like
give them
that
the
candle.
Yeah, just
Menorah.
Yeah,
It's
menorah.
nice.
Every time menorah like lights, just give them a gift. Give
Yeah,
them like
that's
an
how you're
action
supposed to
figure.
do
That's
it.
how you're supposed
Yeah.
to do it. Yeah, one by one.
That's
yeah.
how I'm gonna start doing Kwanzaa. I'm
Kwanzaa,
African
yeah.
Wait, you
American.
celebrate Kwanzaa?
No, but I should.
You should?
I should.
You
You
gotta-
7.
You gotta
Year
watch
7.
if you like comedy to the Kwanzaa narrative. You gotta watch Everybody Hates Chris. Everybody Hates Chris. The show. There's an episode where his dad is so cheap he celebrates Kwanzaa. You gotta watch it. It's hilarious how he takes the whole point out of like Christmas is all commercialized, it's about gift. Let's celebrate Kwanzaa. There's no gifts. No gifts. They just celebrate black, importance of black, ethnicity, and all of that. You gotta watch it. It's hilarious. But then
But-
on the DL, they still give gifts.
But all bullshit aside about Christmas, right? It's an actual holiday, religious holiday, right?
Yeah.
Unlike Valentine's Day or many other holidays that were created strictly for the retailers.
Well, they were converted over. Like, for example, New Year's is actual. Like, I guess what I don't know if you say holiday in that sense, but it's a celebration of the new year. What happened? We converted it over to like, let's all get together and celebrate and drink and throw
but
parties.
only in this country you guys converted that, because in my country, New Year's is considered Christmas. We give gifts on New Year's.
Yeah, but now Valentine's is essentially became more commercialized, but it was actually supposed to celebrate love. You know,
No,
It just commercialized the
Valentine's was
candies.
created by retailers.
It,
Yeah,
it
we
was
get- but-
converted. Well, all these holidays had an original starting point where it was supposed to celebrate and like a diverse like reasoning, I guess, if you want to call it that.
No,
Like, for example, love, right? Celebrate love with one another and so on and so
Why
forth.
can't you celebrate that on February February 17th instead of 14?
Yeah, you gotta
A
love your
random
partner.
Tuesday, you can bring your girl flowers.
but
it has
Hey,
to be on
that's what I'm
February
saying.
14th.
You gotta love your partner every day.
Yeah, but of course, but it's like there's one day you show acknowledgement to the appreciation of them and who
But you
they
should be
are, and how you
acknowledging your
love them.
partner every day if that's
You
the
should,
case.
but you always got to like. So why is there an anniversary if that's the question?
Because that's another thing that was created.
Well, the anniversary is to acknowledge the day you actually met and then you were committed to that person.
You're not gonna read about Valentine's Day in the Bible. You will read about Christmas in religious
I
books.
understand,
Yeah.
I understand, but it's just the conversion started from the original, like the original premise was that we're gonna celebrate this. America mostly
Like birth,
made it
as you're
commercialized.
celebrating your date of birth, right? You're alive, you're breathing, everything is well with you.
Yeah, that you're alive.
What are you celebrating on February 14th? That you love your girl that day?
Yes, you
Only
do.
for that one day?
Correct.
That's
But-
it.
That's right, but I'm saying the candy, the cars, the gifts, all that became commercialized. Hey, let me throw this real quick.
So what if February 14th was just a Valentine's Day without gifts? Would that be okay, you think?
I
It would
think
still
so.
be okay as long as you show appreciation. But
That's why people break up in January.
yeah, let me throw a caveat into this, right? Do you realize when it comes to proposing and engagement rings, you know that in UK, when you propose somebody, there's no ring. It's only in the US that there's a ring.
Yeah, everything in the US that costs money is happening.
Some other countries adopted the philosophy for America that, hey, show appreciation of that one by giving them I guess a ring or something that signifies love. But in the UK, when you propose somebody, there's no ring whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a US thing.
Yeah, it is a
You know what
US
I'm saying?
thing.
It's not a US thing. It's a amazing marketing scheme by retailers. That's
By
what that
the
is.
US. That's
Yeah.
my
Of
course,
point,
of course.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
But let's see it, because we had to get back. What was our topic? We're supposed to be our
Well,
topic.
so we let's segue into all this money spending on
Right.
everything to how do we save money?
Yeah.
And what reasons do we want to save money? Why do
Yeah.
we want to save money, D?
So my thing is, because I'm starting to realize today, 2020 was a bad year. Everybody could agree to that. 2020 was a bad year, whether it's money wise, relationship wise, deaths, whatever you want to put into political, whatever you want to put into
horrible.
it. I think it's probably a good opportunity to kind of teach people, especially your kids, because that's the key point, the kids,
That's right.
to save money. Because us adults are already kind of messed up in the head already. We already got our own little ways of doing things. So it's probably the best opportunity to help kids save money.
Yep.
So, OG, when you look at saving money, what's the first thing you teach your kids?
So the first thing I teach my kids when it comes to saving money is that you don't have to spend it all at once. You know, when it comes to, so I have a thing, right? So I started this, so I have two kids, two boys, you know, I love them to death. So I started this with my oldest. My oldest is 17, and I started this when he was about 5, right? And this kind of ties into what we're going to talk about today is as far as investing money. So normally when you have a kid's birthday, what do? Right? You get them a gift.
Yeah.
You kind of get an idea what they like, what they want. So I took it to a different level, and I said, when my oldest was 5, what I was going to do every year, I was going to give him the amount of money, you know, with an extra 0 at the end of his age. So when he was 5, I gave him $50.
Yeah.
When he was 6, I gave him 60. He's 17, I gave him 107. Now the idea when I first started that, and it kind of started to work, but it really didn't work, was that I was going to give him money. He was going to buy what he wanted. My idea at the time was that, hey, I'm going to give you a kind of a sense of a life lesson that if I give you, let's say he's 10 years old, right? I give him $100. You can buy whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
That's up to $100. Buy what you want. But my idea at the time was that, hey, don't spend it all on one thing. Save some of it, because sometimes there may be something else that you want that's going to cost money, and then daddy, mommy's not always going to be there to buy that for you. So now that example started well. That I guess trial period didn't end well because eventually it was all spent real quick. You know, never really. So originally,
but at the same time, do you give him a piggy bank?
So my second son, we kind of evolved from that, right? So then we got him. So we went to TD Bank. We got him his own TD Bank piggy bank, and he puts money into it. He puts change into stuff like that. That didn't go far because essentially he only put changes into it. If he gets straight dollar bills, eventually he's going. So I think I have to do a better job as a parent to show him how to save more than what I told him to do.
Because my thing is you know what the disconnect is? I think it's school. I think people need to start, or the school system needs to start putting like these personal finance classes, probably in senior year or even freshman year, or even do it every year. Personal finance 1, personal finance 2, instead of stop putting sex ed. Because at the end of the day,
home ec.
Look at home ec. Home ec. They have home ec. They have sex ed, but they don't have. They should correlate. I think every time they have like a sex ed education, they should put personal finance with sex ed. Because think about it. Every time you have sex, there's a better chance you get that baby that's going to cost you money. Regardless. So I guarantee you, if they start putting the stats on child support and sex ed at the same class,
that's right.
I guarantee you the population will obviously be a little bit maintained.
Funny? That is a great point because you're right. One does tie into the other, however you want to look at it. As soon as you have a child, you have that like financial obligation, for, not necessarily till the 18. I know 18 is the age where you think, well, the 18. Now they can vote. They can, they graduate from high school most likely. They can go to college. They can even enroll in the military as well. But at the same time, you can actually still hold your kids into like your medical coverage, I think until like 24 or 26. So you're right. It's a good, if they could tie both together, it would actually make a lot more sense.
Because if you think about it, because even after you go to college, the first time I got a credit card was 18. All I was doing was open up a check account. As soon as I got the check account, hey, the first thing they said, you want to get a credit card? And they give you a limit of 500 or whatever amount of money on the credit card.
It's a tease.
It's a tease. I at first didn't know nothing about credit cards. I think the first time I bought a gold chain, thought I was Slick Rick or something.
I remember you told me that story.
Thought I was Slick Rick, got a gold chain, bought all these clothes. And it's my fault too. I didn't know I had to pay it back. You pay back $20 here, $20 there. Take too long. Take about 5 years.
Yeah, not only paying it back, but then the interest that something they don't disclose directly. I mean, I'm sure it's in paper, but at the same time, you're a young man. You know what I mean? So
in Christmas, what I did, I bought 2 piggy banks, and I'm gonna make them work for it, work for their money, because I worked at 14 years old. And I know to 2020, these kids don't work at all at 14
That's
years
funny.
old.
I started at 14 too.
Yeah, I was a Boys and Girls Club of Clifton, New Jersey.
I was a paper boy.
Well, I was a Boys and Girls Club, and I got fired there too.
Yeah,
I got fired because I was playing with the kids too much. Because I was a kid myself.
You weren't working. You were playing.
I was playing. I did have a pool. I was playing with the pool. I was rocking with the pool. Used to be doing this. I used to play ping pong. I was like the ping pong champion there. I was watching MTV.
You were getting paid for this, right?
You know, back in the day when MTV was like
MTV
bad,
Live, TRL, I think was a thing.
I think one of the
MTV Raps.
Yeah. But I got fired. They told me they didn't need my services anymore. Straight up in the summertime.
It's the best when a 14-year-old gets fired. It's like
I asked my mom, like, Mom, what's this? They gave me a paper for it. It was like, am I gonna work there? She's like, son, I don't think so. She said, son. And then after that, I was for a year. I didn't work at 15 because I couldn't find. You can't find a job when you're 15. I almost worked at a jewelry spot. But it was far as hell, so I didn't know how I was gonna get there. And then after that, I worked at a bagging groceries. At first, I was doing the carts, then I started bagging groceries, and then that was about a year on there. So it was there. Then obviously I went to college. Then I worked at Home. I must have worked at Home Depot for like 3.5 years, 2.5 years.
At that point, you were probably 16, right?
Yeah. No, Home Depot was 18. You can't work there until you're 18.
Oh, really? Okay.
Got fired from there.
Got fired from there. Okay.
It's crazy how you get fired from the craziest places. And I would say this. I didn't start learning how to save probably about 6 years ago. Because I was making.
That's me.
Yeah, because I was making money.
My son was born.
Yeah,
7 years ago.
Yeah, I did. Even when my first son was born, I didn't start saving until I was 6 years ago. I was spending all this money. I was making the money.
Yeah,
but I was spending the money too.
And sometimes it comes down to where you spend more than what you make.
So, hey, let me ask you guys a question. So it seems like we're all on the same set of mindset right now that we really didn't save a lot of money when we were early. Like I started working at 14 just like you. I was a paper boy. I got fired after 3 days. You know, so I as a paper boy.
Can I guess why were you late?
I just didn't wake up.
You late.
I knew it.
And it's funny because I was 14. It's funny because at 14 I was a freshman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at that time I applied. I went through the training the first 2 days, and then by the third day I overslept. And what happens? The guy explained to me, what's gonna happen is at 6 a.m. we're gonna drop the paper at your doorstep. And then, get up and go. I was like, all right. So I ended up waking up like around 7:30. The paper was not there. And then, long story short, they told me I was done. But so it seems like we're all on the same mindset where we didn't really save early. So is it always a parenting obligation, or is it the school putting like an emphasis to say, hey, we're going to educate the kids more so than the parents will?
Before you guys answer that question, have you noticed the majority of United States is in debt?
Yeah, for years. Yes,
for years.
And again, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist by any means, but
so essentially, we're a product of essentially what our environment is. You know what I mean?
I don't know if anybody noticed besides myself. And again, I just started noticing this about maybe 70 years ago. Is I feel like the system is designed to put everybody in debt, because I've never heard of any other country besides this where as soon as you turn 18 and you open your bank account, just like you just said, D, all the time within a week, here's a credit card, sir.
Here's a credit card.
Technically, you're already ready to set the debt.
They're putting you into debt because they literally pushing you to get into debt. Yeah. That's pretty much what it comes down to. It's like as an 18-year-old kid who just got his real first job in his bank account, somebody says, hey, here's your $500 credit card. Go do whatever the hell you want with that card. Yeah. The first thing you do is go buy a gold chain. Or like myself, who took his first credit card for $1,200 that I got approved of at 18. I went to Macy's on Christmas Day. The day before Christmas. And I bought every woman that I know, my sister, my mom, my girlfriend at the time, a Coach bag.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what? $1,200 was gone within 20 minutes.
Exactly.
And guess what? I could not pay that money off.
Exactly.
And long story short, that money ended up hitting my credit in the long run and being written off, and I never paid that debt. And
it's all about that.
I was in debt pretty much my entire, not adulthood, but until maybe like 10 years ago. I was in debt like everybody else.
So I always say this, because you bring it up the countries, different countries, United States and other countries. Do you understand that other countries, they don't even believe in college debt on there? Some country will pay for your college debt.
Well, you go to France, education is completely free.
Yeah. So,
that's right.
So
that's right,
now it begs to differ. It's back to actually ask the question, would you rather your kids go to college or own a business? Because at the end of the day, one is debt free, one is debt.
You're talking as soon as they're out of high school.
As soon as they're out of high school,
right?
I say business owner.
Yep, I say business owner too. Because speaking for someone who actually went to college on there, that is real. That is real. I had debt collectors that I never heard of in my life. All of a sudden, they come at you and like, hey, remember the Stafford loan that you had? And this is, keep in mind what Stafford loan is. It's a federal loan. It's a federal, when you get financial aid, it's really a loan. Okay. It's not really anything pertaining to free money. So I got people call me and say, hey, where's the Stafford loan that you have to repay back? Sure. Then you got your private loan. Then you have your federal loan. You can't get rid of it. Bankruptcy don't get rid of it.
And now you're taking the half of your life to pay that loan back. So when do you actually enjoy your hard-earned money?
Exactly.
So I'm going to take the devil's advocate approach here, and I'm going to disagree with both you guys on this. So I like the idea of starting your own business as soon as you're out of high school. But essentially what you guys are saying is that as soon as you're out of high school, don't go to college. Is that what you guys are saying?
No. But still get your education while running a business.
So if let's say whether you're going to pay for it, whether your parents are going to pay for it, it's that money you invest into business, a long time standing goal of trying to build something, or do you go to college and try to further your education, right?
I think the point he's trying to make it is that you don't live in debt after college.
Well, that's always the in a perfect life, in a perfect scenario is that you don't do it. Like to D's experience, Max, to yours experience, is that colleges, they're trying to monetize every type of opportunity they can.
No matter what.
Like when you look at, let's say, for example, a college like Notre Dame, and I might be off a little bit here, but I remember looking at this. The endowment, not necessarily what the tuition is, but the endowment is in billions, right? Mm-hmm. So along the way, they're making money not necessarily just on you coming into the door, on other side parts to it,
Yes.
side businesses along
Yes.
the way. Not to mention, they also make money when it comes to sporting as well, whether it be the football games, whether it be to a college basketball, the TV rights. They're making a lot of money. So essentially, they're a business right from the beginning.
College has always been a business.
Absolutely.
No matter
So,
how you put it, it's a business.
we live in Rhode Island, right? When you look at a college like PC, Bryan College, URI, their endowment is definitely in the high million. Maybe not in the billions like a Notre Dame, like a Michigan, like Ohio State, not like them, but they're definitely in the millions. So they're definitely for profit. That's what they are.
It's always been for profit.
Yeah. Now so I understand, and you guys get that. I get that. Now, when it comes to, let's say, your kids, graduating from high school, I think the right approach is always going to be that let them get into college, let them take advantage of what college provides, and then let them learn from that to further education.
Because you always have that backup. If for education, your backup, you'll always get a job at that. I completely understand that.
I always say this because there's so many jobs that you don't have to be in college
Correct.
for. You have a lineman. You have technically you could be a builder for a house without going to college. You just have to get your certificate.
Absolutely.
What else you have? You get colleges like, for instance, nurses. You could go to college to get more money, but at the end of the day, you could go to be a CNA first, then become a nurse with college.
But forget all that. Look at our job, Verizon. Think about Verizon 7 years ago, right? Where all the sales reps making $100K a year, let's say, right? 99% of all those sales reps never had a college education, and if they did, it was like you're some general study associate degree. That's it.
Yes. So,
making $100K. Well, while you got a teacher who just went to school for 6 years, barely breaking $30,000 a year.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. So it is a
I agree
balance.
with that. That's a great point.
If you think about it,
deserve more.
so national debt right now for college kids is upwards to $100,000 a year.
Shit.
Yeah, $100,000 a year. So don't tell me if you let's say you invest that $100,000 to whatever a business on there, or even invest that into stocks.
DDD, I'm sorry. Before you continue with that, please. The first 2 years, an average child that goes to college knows absolutely nothing about what they're about to do in school. So let's say your tuition a year is $100,000. You as a parent, or let's say you're an independent kid who decided to take a loan on his own, you just took $200,000 out as a loan just to show up to school 5 days a week without any knowledge of what you want to become in life.
Oh, yeah.
Third, fourth year, that's when you're like, all right, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm going to be a fireman. What happens to the first $200,000?
Oh, yeah.
Proceed, please.
For the $200,000, you don't do any. So I always say this: college is one of those things that first 2 years, I said before, freshman and sophomore year of college, most of the time you don't know anything that goes on there. Freshman and first year of college. I think the freshman year is basically just a sex cult because you just have sex all day long and freaking meet every chick
you get your
in the
fingers
world.
wet. That's
you get your
about
fingers
it.
wet. You basically, it's almost like they probably should have teach sex ed for the first year of college. That's
it.
all it is. Sophomore, you kind of go in there, be like whatever is there. You know,
Trying to adapt.
Trying to adapt. You don't learn really anything until junior, senior year. You know, this is when you get to the harder classes like calculus. I went to calculus. I did macro and microeconomics, which was actually in sophomore year.
I did macroeconomics.
And at that point, you're kind of an adult already.
Yeah.
I guess you're in your 20, 21, and like, okay, I'm going to become this.
Exactly.
So the 2 years you just went to school for, you just wasted.
You just waste it.
And that's normal.
So and some people actually just give up on first 2 years of college and got rid of it. So at the end of the day, business probably be the easiest way. Whether you can even own a laundromat. $100,000, you can own a couple laundromats with $100,000. You can own I see people doing the food trucks if you're a good chef. You don't have to go to become a chef on there. It's just, it makes sense.
But you still need marketing, though. You still need to go to college for all that.
But you know the funny thing is, you don't need marketing to go to college. You don't
need marketing to go to college. It helps.
It's word of mouth.
But it doesn't help. It doesn't help. As a bright individual who says, I have a talent, right? My talent is, I don't know, like he said, I'm a great chef, right?
That's right.
I graduated high school. I know I can cook. I'm going to open a truck, right? As a smart individual, when I'm sitting at home at the end of my shift, right? And I say, how do I increase my cash flow? You don't need school to tell you how to increase your cash flow.
Sure.
Max, let me flip that on you, right? Let's say you take 2 kids, right? Same age, graduated from high school.
Yep.
One goes through the process that you're talking about, as far as like, hey, I know I'm a good chef. I know what to do. I want to increase my cash flow.
Sure.
I know the process to get money, make money. I get that. Now you take another kid, same philosophy, right? But on the flip side, They go to, let's say they go to Johnson and Wales, right?
Yep.
Now they learn culinary, right?
Sure.
In a deeper part into that
Sure.
career level, right? Now they understand the different type of foods to make,
Right.
the different ways to establish their brand, right? How to differentiate themselves from other chefs out there,
Right.
and then furthermore, they take other electives, right? They take marketing, how to build upon that brand, how to get other people to know who they are. Now, the thing is, you can talk about, and you guys alluded to this a little bit. You could talk about, like, whether it be the food truck, other people. I get that. Now, food truck is not for everybody.
I
right?
understand that,
What
but
about,
being a
what,
doctor
what,
is not
what
for
about the one
everybody.
that says, I want a brick and mortar. I want an actual physical location. I want to build
Okay,
it.
but
I want to do that.
but now you jump into a whole different atmosphere.
But my point is that when you have these two type of highways, right, and then these two individuals are both going to the exact destination. Hey, I want to become a world-renowned chef in my local community or area, whatever it may
But
be.
that's a different route.
But
keep in mind,
which one is being assisted?
The problem- the thing is-
college student or the one that gets out
So
of high
here's a
school and knows
perfect
what he wants to
example,
do?
right? Here's an example. Both of them can be on the same route. One can go towards the food truck, right, and become a millionaire by having 50,000 food trucks, right?
yeah.
Or one of them says, hey, I'm going to take a different route that I love a little bit more than this guy in the food truck, and I'm going to open my own restaurant. And let's say that restaurant only makes $200,000 a year, right? With the kid who never went to school decide, you know what, I'm going to start with this food truck. Next month, I'm going to get another food truck. Long story short, 3-5 years down the road, he got 20, let's say, food trucks. Examples, obviously. Now, this same business, same kid who didn't go to school, making $500,000 a year. With this kid making $200,000 a year with his college education, his fancy restaurant, and his marketing schemes and everything else that he does. Where's that fall into? You know what I mean? At the end, I think the moral of this whole thing is this day and age, in this country specifically, education almost means nothing anymore. Funny.
I think that's always a falsehood.
Education is very important, but at the end of the day, I always say experience is more important than
when
anything.
it comes to livelihood,
Yeah.
I think when it comes to
Lots,
making
learn off
livelihood,
experience, I get that.
right. When it
Of
comes to
course.
making money, I feel like college means nothing these days. Education is always a great thing to say. I would always push my son to go towards college. I get that. That's a great backup. To have that beautiful degree hanging in the back of your fridge is always a beautiful thing to have. I get that.
This is my thing too. Now, some of the blame got to do with the parents too, because keep in mind, college they give you loans. They give you loans basically you're gonna repay it back, but $100,000 worth of loans, college, and this is my experience as well. Sometimes it doesn't cost $100,000 to go to college. A lot of people forget that. So I think you have to go with different avenues. You have to do,
Especially when it's scholarships.
Yes, it's a lot of jobs. This is just, we talk about our job. They pay for college. There's a lot of jobs. You apply for jobs that actually have tuition reimbursement. Make them work for you. You get financial aid that has no type of staffing loans.
But D, how many of those people that go through that route end up being CEOs of 500 Fortune companies? Zero.
Well, I mean,
college degree, some of them do.
Because at the end,
CEOs.
Sure.
There's been college dropouts.
I understand that, but not top Fortune 500s. What I'm saying to you, at the end, whatever college you went to, I get it. We can all get the same education for $5,000 a year. With somebody that goes to Brown and spends $60,000 a year, education will probably be very similar. But at the end, when that Fortune 500 company is hiring and they look at your community college degree versus that kid's Brown college degree, guess who's getting fired first? Not you.
Yeah,
That's what it comes down to.
So it comes down to just being smart with your money.
That's it.
So
that's it. Investment. That's what it comes down to.
Now 2020 is, and goes into like college and being smart with the money too. 2020, we have a lot of new areas that a lot of people are trying to go in. One is obviously podcasting. A lot of people doing podcasting in 2020. A lot of people.
We should get into podcasting.
Yeah, we should get into podcasting.
I think that'd be a cool thing to do.
That would.
I agree.
Second thing a lot of people doing is investing. So that's the second thing. Now it's called the Robinhood investors. So a lot of people, what they're doing now, they're ever since probably April, they see the stock market going so low, these people starting investing. Now, I always say this: it's the same way we teaching our kids either to get a business or to get college. We should teach them how to invest as well, because at the end of the day, some of these fat cats up in the Wall Streets and everything, they're making a lot of money from us.
Oh yeah,
a lot of money from us. A lot of money because
like hedge fund managers. wow.
Yeah,
And you know what's cool with kids these days? Investments doesn't have to be depending on money and stock market.
Yep.
I had this conversation with my son the other day. Perfect thing. Something that anybody loves. Sneakers. You buy low, you sell high. And me and him.
But that's all. You buy low, sell high. That's the same thing as stock.
That's what I'm saying. But to make kids interested in this, you don't have to talk to them about money.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to them about things that they love.
So
sneakers, toys that they sometimes
I
buy.
told my boy he loves Twitch. He not Twitch. He love what's that thing where they do the little video thing besides
Is
TikTok. So he loved TikTok. I told him, a lot of people make money off of this TikTok. Why don't you do something with a TikTok?
You talking about getting advertisements and so on?
So advertising and so on. So we always say this: the kids learn different things. A lot of people learn Fortnite. A lot of people learn TikTok. If they're interested in it, like my older boy, he loves sneakers. So what his big thing is, he like to save money, but for some reason he don't wear the sneakers. He just like to grab the sneakers.
That's fine.
But look, you saw me, same idea.
Yeah. So it's funny. Mags actually put me into the game. I remember I won one of the raffles on the
Yeezys.
The Yeezys, the Aurora.
Yeah.
Was it Aurora?
Yeah.
And I won it. It was about $220. I was gonna flip it in about $280. I ended up keeping it, but that my idea was that I took to kind of Mags' philosophy was that what he was doing was that he was like getting like, and we won't disclose how he was getting them, but he has a lineup of Yeezys, like this. You know what I'm saying? I gotta.
Ask him. He used to walk to my house. There'll be boxes.
But I gotta still find out how he has all of them.
But the point is I didn't wear them either.
He didn't wear them. He was flipping them and selling them. So I was like, you know what? That's a great approach. And it worked. I ended up keeping them because they were nice.
Every sneaker I looked at, it was literally just buying a stock in a company.
So D, to your son's point, at least otherwise that's his agenda, is that he wants to be able to make money. That's a great starting point. Right
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. So, I would say teach your kids how to invest. That's probably the best thing to do is teaching your kids how to invest.
But don't push kids into investing until there's something they love.
Yes, you got to teach how to invest. But I think more teach your kids how to save money than anything else.
And I want to tag into that is that not only I say just teach them that the risk and reward. You also got to remind them, anytime you invest, and right now if it's just sneakers, there's a risk. The risk is that you can buy these sneakers. And at the time when I was trying to sell like these Yeezys, the profit was going to be about $50.
Yeah.
Now you can look at it as a reward, but now for me to be on there with 4 computers, waiting on that raffle, waiting my turn, bidding, eventually getting the ticket, and then I won, is that I was going to make $50 profit.
Yeah.
The reward was $50.
Yeah.
Now for kids, that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. But also that reward multiplied times 10. Now that reward is $500.
So otherwise, there's also a risk reward that I think you have to educate them on. Is that there's a risk reward? Like we can remember way back when you had the lemonade stand, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reward was that you're gonna make a lot of money. The risk is that you're gonna be out there all day.
I'm
saying you got kids inside playing video games,
Fortnite all day.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
You have another kid out there like on a table with a lemonade that he had to mix and do all of that. So there's also a risk reward that you also want to make sure that you educate your kids. So, you guys are making great points. The risk reward, I think, is one of the most important part of letting them know when it comes to investment.
Because people also forget a reward at the end, a profit is a profit, no matter how you look at it. So when you look at a Foot Locker, for example, right? What do you think they profit off, let's say, every Jordan they releases? So one pair of sneakers sold at Foot Locker. What do you think Foot Locker's profit is, you think?
I think it has to be over 200%.
It probably, no, for Jordan, it's probably
200, 300%.
Hold on.
So this is
hold on. So Jordan comes out, the sneaker is $190 retail, okay? Yeah. What do you think Foot Locker is making out of the $190 retail?
So wholesale, they're buying it for about $50.
It don't make that much.
Jordans, not any other sneaker.
No, but this is what I say, because I used to actually do when I used to be in banking. The profit is not on the Jordans. The profit is on the shoelaces, the cleaners. Why you think? In my mind,
you talk about like the AMC experiment for last episode?
So let's say
popcorn?
No, it's popcorn. So let's say with McDonald's and for Jordan, just say Jordans to say. The reason why they always ask you, hey, do you want a cleaner for this? Do you want a shoelace? Because even though if they get money, whatever money they get from the Jordans or anything, that's just to get you in the door. But you buying all the peripherals is what going to make you the money.
All right, here's the answer to my question. The answer is it's between $14 to $18 a sneaker, and depending on which sneaker, by the way. So if it's a high release.
Hold on. Let's take a step back real quick. So the Jordan's $190.
$190
You're
retail.
telling me per Jordan, you're making $14 to $18 profit.
Correct.
And then this is including what D said when it comes to all the add-ons, the
No. I'm talking about no. When I say Foot Locker goes to Nike and he says we're gonna buy 1,000 of these sneakers from you.
Each
Jordan that they sell in every location.
Footwear is gonna be about $18 profit.
Correct.
Really?
That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lot more.
So to go back to what you said, the reward is only $50.
That's right.
When you in that game of making profits, you don't depend on one little product. You buy multiple products. So
course.
now when you buy 10 Yeezys and your profit is $50, now you don't seem like, all right, I just didn't work all extra hard and run around trying to sell for $50. Now I just did all this for $500.
Yeah.
Because after thinking about it, just like the McDonald's strategy, the reason why they give you the burger and the fries is not really the cost money. It's the drinks.
It's the sodas.
Because when you go, what happens when you refill those sodas? You think it costs them a lot of money to refill those sodas, but you're buying extra stuff. Is known that once you go to McDonald's, you get the sodas, you're gonna buy extra stuff on there.
If you actually watch that show, what's the McDonald's show that they did the documentary about McDonald's and fast foods?
The Monopoly one?
Something like that. I don't remember what it was. McDonald's actually makes about 38 cents out of every burger they make. Guess how much it costs of a cup of soda for them to refill
Good
you?
amount of money.
2 pennies, where they charge you $1.29. So look at that profit margin there. Now you're looking at 2,000% profit there on the soda.
Yeah.
That's why restaurants don't really make money off food. They make money off liquor. That's why majority of the restaurants, the restaurants that do survive in this time and day, are the ones that have a liquor license. Restaurants that have the whole BYOB thing, bring your own liquor to my restaurant, never survive.
And you wonder why why you think a liquor license costs so much damn money, especially for everybody. Liquor is probably one of the most profitable. Now, if you could argue that the reason why they profit because they put liquor stores in very poor areas. They don't put in rich areas, unfortunately, and that's what happened. But they know when it comes to economy. Every time the economy, 2020 was a bad year, but you notice that I believe what was it? Michelob made a profit. Coors and Bud Light made
Milwaukee
a killing.
Brewers?
Oh yeah, because guess what happens when you're in a down year? You drink more.
That's it.
So you drink more. So at the end of the day, you drink more.
Because look at a perfect example. You walk into a restaurant. How much is a case of Heineken when you go to the liquor store? $24 for you get 24 bottles,
and then how much for one bottle?
$4 at a restaurant, right?
Think about it.
That's 400% profit if you look at it.
Yeah.
That's where their money comes from.
Yeah. So just like investments, everybody started buying on March because everything was so low. You know, people made a killing, and mostly Wall Street, because us folks didn't pay attention to it. They made a killing. They
unless you were on Bitcoin.
Yeah, no, not even with Bitcoin is everything. But at the end of the day, so like two days ago, and let me give the disclosure before we go into investment and everything. This is just for entertainment purposes. We are not financial advisor. You always talk to your financial advisor for any type of advice. But for instance, GLSI is a stock company that was $5 3 days ago. You know how much it is right now?
No, how much?
It went all the way up to $159.
Damn.
$159.
Wow.
So if you would have bought 1,000 shares worth, you'd have made $152,000.
He's a perfect example on the smaller scale, obviously. Before the pandemic started, I bought GoPro at $1.49 a pop. GoPro hasn't done
$1.49 a share?
A share it was, yeah. Fidelity had like some sort of special when you're a Verizon employee, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember what the case was. I ended up buying 500 shares into a GoPro at $1.49 a share because GoPro was just going down under. GoPro, nobody buys GoPros, really.
Well, I mean, what happened with the pandemic? A lot of people weren't doing any extracurricular activities.
Sure. So again, on a smaller scale, GoPro is worth almost $9 right now.
Yeah.
So from April of $1.49 to today at almost $9, I get it. It's not the example that D used, but I made $7 a share, let's say, times 500. That's my profit for doing nothing.
So let me ask you, I don't mean to kind of reverse right back to the beginning topic, is that how do you teach your kids this?
You don't teach it. I always say that you can't teach your kids investments per se right now, but you should always teach your kids saving and the value of $1.
Or if you want to teach them investment, you find something they like to invest in.
Yes, or once you teach your kids how to save, you say, hey, put this in there and see if it goes up on there. So basically, put in there and see if it grows. Once a child gets to their mindset that is growing and they're going to get more money, they're all in. It's always all in. It's all about them when it comes down to it. I always say this: kids that's 17 and under, they tend to be very selfish when it comes to things because they're a selfish breed. They want. They don't want to give out, but they want. The reason why they do chores is because they want money for it. The reason why they do their laundry is because they want more clothes.
Yeah.
So
D, let me ask you this, and if you can, to the listeners listening to it, and I'm sure some of them may have the same type of concern that I have, right? When you have a kid that has no bills, no responsibilities, and all they care is about buying add-ons, buying that Xbox or the PS gift card for add-ons, for whether it be Roblox, Minecraft, or Fortnite.
Yeah.
What do you say to those parents that say, hey, my kids, all they want is a gift card to the game? What do you say to them?
make them work for it.
Okay.
It's always.
So don't forget the kids,
like-
man. You gotta
I
let
like
them be
that.
kids, though.
Yeah, let them
I
be
like
kids.
that a lot.
Let them be kids,
I
but
like
let them
that.
work for it. Because at the end of the day, they don't have no responsibilities. But you got to keep in mind, 10 years old, I always say, it's not like you're going to tell them to go outside and go fucking mow the lawn for two hours. But tell them to take out the garbage. Just take out the garbage once. Just say, even though obviously you don't want to take it out a mile away. But you know the garbage is right down there. Hey, son, take out garbage real quick. That's it. You don't have to do anything else.
Logan does that every Sunday, and they give him $5.
All you have to do, take out garbage. It's not saying that you're not being a bad parent by making them do work. You think it's your responsibility because when 18 comes, as I said before, you go to college. When you're 18, you don't see your parents for how so-and-so. You got a situation that you'll never think of in your life that a child will go to in college. 18-year-old, whether you with someone, whether you have to fight someone, whether you in a situation that you don't know it's your friends and they're doing some illegal activities and you don't want to be in there, you're teaching them for the future.
And don't forget, these kids have it much better than we did because when our parents back in the day told us to take fucking trash out.
We get slapped.
Yeah, there was no, take the trash out, we'll give you $5. Take the motherfucking trash out, who else?
Exactly.
I will admit, when I growing up, I never was told to take the trash out.
I'm just, it's an example.
I tell my kids all the time, but I never was told.
On Saturdays, I remember on Saturday when I was 10 years, I'm from a Jamaican family.
Yeah.
At Saturdays, 10 years
did
old,
a lot of other shit.
we cleaned the house on Saturdays. That was the day we cleaned.
I cleaned the house.
Clean the house, take the trash out,
I had to
wash
clean
the dishes.
Remember
clean the
those
table
barrels
before
you used to have to carry for your dad?
Oh yeah. I'm saying I did a lot of other stuff. Yeah, Mags will tell you, barrels were heavy. My dad had a business on the side. You know what I'm saying? He used to like drive to Master and drop off barrels to people in poor countries like Cape Verde, Portugal, and parts like that. And then Mag would tell you, he would come over to my crib thinking that we were going to go to a course and play ball. I'm like, yo, I can't.
I can't play ball.
I got to put the barrels up on the truck. I had to load
Take
that
the
shit.
trash out.
Hey, how much did you get paid for that from your dad?
Zero.
Exactly.
So I did a lot of other things, yo. The thing about my dad, he did tell me tell me, influence me, and tell me the value of $1. Hey, listen, I got a 9 to 5. The 9 to 5 pays the bills. You know what this job does? It gets me all the extras.
Yeah.
It gets you clothes. It gets you this. It gets me this. You know what I'm saying? It pays child support. You know what I mean? I understood that. I just never took out the trash.
I had allowances on there. Sometimes the allowances it's like $5, and obviously back in the day, my allowances used to get food every time. I used to get like a $2.50 sandwich. That was my thing, getting $2.50 sandwich, $2.50
What kind of
sandwiches.
sandwiches are those?
Oh, we used to have ham and cheese at the bodegas.
Oh, okay. You from Jersey.
Yeah,
That's
Jersey.
different. That's
$2.50 will get you a sandwich, B.
It's like us over here with the $5 Spanish
Now
plate.
you can't even get a $5 sandwich over here.
No, you can get a $5 Spanish plate.
You
though.
can get a meal. It's
But I used to love it. Even back in the day, Chinese food was so cheap. I understand,
Bruh.
Yeah, it was.
No, we did. Yeah, we did. $3.50. You get fried rice and chicken wings.
It's expensive over here.
Where?
Chinese food.
Musta.
They're not paying us. We ain't gonna tell their name. They're not paying us.
But Chinese,
fine.
Chinese food was so cheap. Right? For $2.50, I used to get these pork fried rice with rib tips.
Really?
The juiciest pork fried rice for $2.50.
When I used to work at Sitco, me, Danny, and Alan at Sitco, the Moon Star restaurant, the Chinese on that little plaza where Brooks used to be.
I remember.
$3.50. You get
Across the
fried.
street?
Yep.
Yeah.
$3.50. You get fried rice and chicken wings.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Now you
Fried
couldn't
rice.
get fried rice for white rice for $3.50. Them were fried.
How come I don't remember that? Why didn't you tell me that back then?
You know why? I didn't think you liked chicken.
Hey, Hey, that's how it goes. He wasn't aware that you like the chicken on it.
You didn't know?
You didn't know?
I didn't know.
Your blackness didn't tell you?
No, see, I didn't have enough knowledge about the African Americans at that time.
He didn't do the school.
Yeah.
See, that's why we teach our kids to learn African American studies and teach the school.
We love chicken.
That was like a prerequisite.
Yes.
I'll let that go, I guess.
So, yo, do you even got Fellas 5 today?
Yeah, of course. I always got the Fellas 5.
Yo, so what we gonna do? We gonna do Fellas 5? What song you want on that Fellas 5?
I'm saying influence me. You know what I mean? You always got the right beat, so play it.
Let me see. What's the right beat? I can't even find the beat for you. That's how bad it is.
What'd you have last week? You know what I'm saying? Like that up tempo. You know what I'm saying? With the bass bumping. You know what I'm saying? Letting people know what it was.
Yeah, put something motivational like Young Thug.
No, you can't put you want to get paid for Young Duck?
Yeah, I know. So you get an email out of nowhere that you'll pay me. Let's get it. F you, pay me.
Yo, hold on, let's see you real quick. Let's get that out of there. Yeah, I can't even find the beat for you. Hold on. Get that. That's you right there.
I'm saying, I hope there's a beat that drops on top of that. So
is it gonna beat drop? Let the beat drop. Let's do a rap real quick. Yo, your mama is a jerk.
She can't come through unless I put her to work.
Oh,
Okay.
All right, get that Fellas 5
out of the way. All right, let's see. All right, let's play it. Let's get it. The Fellas 5. Let's go. The top 5 names of the week. Let's do it. Number 5, Snoop Dogg, Uncle Snoop. We hear it. Snoop is in news. What's going on, Snoop? What's the problem? Snoop says he doesn't agree with Cardi B's WAP video, or single for that rather. You know, he said is that he thinks that it's better that if the girl keeps it's verbatim here, you know, that he said that he feels it's better if the girl keeps it as a secret. Let the man know how WAP it is gonna be. And what ended up happening is that, you know, obviously Offset was asked a question by TMZ. If you guys watched a couple days ago, TMZ asked Offset, hey, what do you think about Snoop said? And then Offset says, men shouldn't tell women what to do. I understand, Offset. I know where you're getting at. I get it. That's your women. You know what I'm saying? Stand behind her. Let people know that, hey, she's a hot artist. She's one of the top, if not the top female artist. Let her go. The thing with Snoop is, let's get this straight. This is the same dude they came out with that ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Now, Snoop is 49. Offset's 28. There's a different philosophy. I will say, Snoop, I'm kind of a little bit on the Offset side. I agree. Don't tell a chick what to do, what to say. Is that she is a multi-millionaire at this point because of what she does. But at the end of the day, Snoop is Uncle Snoop. I'll let her go, Snoop. I'll let her go. But at the same time, let Cardi B come out with and plus the video is just bad. Let it be. Let's go. Number 4, SpaceX Starship. The launch. If you guys were there, it took about an hour, 9 minutes plus. You watch that launch. It's not the same launch as like Apollo 13 and 11 and all of those. And there was that one back in the 90s where the teacher died in that explosion. But what ended up happening is that Elon Musk, the mastermind behind it, had another launch. It launched. It went up in the air. It was intriguing. I was anticipating the flying, and then what ended up happening, based on the tilt of the Starship, it caught on fire. It fell down. It crash landed, and it was done. Now, according to Elon Musk, it was a successful launch. Elon, it fell and exploded. And you say it was successful. He's still trying to get a spaceship, or a starship rather, into Mars. I hope we do it. I hope somebody gets there. But I did not like what I saw on there. For that same hour and 9 minutes, hour and 10 minutes plus, I could have watched a movie, a lot of movies, even though I can't go to AMC. Moving on. Number 3, Margaret Keenan. Who is she? Margaret Keenan from UK. the first person to take the vaccine for the COVID-19. Now, Margaret, congratulations. The first person in the world to take it. You're age 90. You were going to be the guinea pig. You took it. There's about 4 million people waiting for the vaccine, but you were number one. Dubbed the V-Day, according to the analysts and the experts and all of it. They say that this was V-Day. A couple of days ago, that was V-Day. Congratulations, Margaret. Hey, do you guys know who number 2 was? Any ideas? Any names? Number 2, William Shakespeare. Number 2, William Shakespeare. Not the William Shakespeare, but William Shakespeare, number 2 in the COVID test. Number 3, let's get it. Number 2, it's a sad day. It's a very sad day. The number 1 block bully, Tiny Lister, a.k.a. Debo, died this past Thursday at age 62. We love Debo. We love Debo. And Friday, we love him. And next Friday with Ice Cube, the neighborhood bully. For some of you younger, he also was in No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan. I remember watching that as a young kid, maybe 10, 11. I remember him, that beef. He took down Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan came back, ended up beating him. No spoilers, but what a sad day. I love Debo. It's a tragic day. Debo did a lot of supplementary roles in a lot of movies, but he will always be remembered as Debo, the number 2 in our list. Rest in peace. He died at 60. He had COVID earlier back in summertime. Nothing big. Slim Thug had COVID. We just thought it was kind of what it was, but rest in peace, Tiny, aka Debo. Let's go. And then number 1, the FDA approves the COVID-19 vaccine in the USA. The FDA approved it for the first time. And so a year ago, COVID-19, obviously, the COVID-19. Don't listen to what Rush Limbaugh said. It's the 19th version of it, that idiot. But COVID-19 came out December, back in, I think it was Wuhan, China, December 2019, December 2020. The FDA approved through Pfizer a vaccine that will be distributed to people. Reportedly, 2.9 frontline workers will get the vaccine. There's over 4 million people needed. There's 330 million people in the U.S., but 4 million people will get it. 2.9 to start off on the frontline workers. How do I get it? Are you going to get it? Do you not want to get it? Are you going to wait? Are you going to just say, I'll be a guinea pig? Pfizer did say it's 95% effective across the board. I trust Pfizer. We talked about stocks, investment kids earlier. Back in, I think it was 2010, Pfizer was at $21.70 cents a share. I had a friend, Mike, no relation to Mags over here. I had a friend. He said, hey, check out this Pfizer portfolio, invest in it. I was like, yeah, I'll take a look at it. It's $21 a share. I haven't looked. I'm going to look. But at the same time, congratulations. Over a year since the first infection, first identified of the actual illness or disease, we now have a vaccine. Congratulations, Pfizer. You're number 1. Put that hiccup at the end of that.
Yeah, Pfizer. Pfizer's stock is actually doing too well.
You know what? It's funny. Like I said, so
how do you spell Pfizer?
Pfizer. So back in, I believe it was 2007, right, D? I started into stocks, mutual funds for that rather, and I had
$41.
41. So at the time, it was $21 a share. And I remember a dude that me and him were really good. He was a financial advisor. He was still working with me, but he was doing a side thing. And at the time, I did my own research in what's called Blackboard.com, right? If you guys don't know, Blackboard.com is
I remember that.
Yeah, Blackboard. So I invested in Blackboard, and it split. And I made money. I ended up pulling out at about $700 profit. Now, he told me, he said, hey, invest in Pfizer. He gave me a portfolio. We were good friends. And I did not do it. And it was $21 a share. Now, that was 2005. You tell me right now it's at 41?
Yeah.
So if, let's say, you get your kids involved in stocks, right? They're not going to know what it is. And you said, hey, let's invest in stocks. Pfizer came out with a vaccine. You got to figure, let's say 10 years from now, your kids will be ready for college into some degree, right?
That I would think so if you invest enough. Obviously, investing 100 ain't gonna get you into college, but
of course,
invest enough. I would say this too. So you know what the problem with people is when it comes to stocks, they're scared they're gonna lose money. So,
but it's a risk reward we talked about.
But people don't know that. Think about that.
They're looking at it like I have to make money, and if I don't, there's no point.
But think about that kid
It's
who
the same as going to a casino and gambling. Everybody expects to win.
Yeah, but then when you go to casino, they're always on their like 70s plus. They're like, you know.
But think about
10
it.
years to live.
About
I know it's
2-3 months ago, a guy committed suicide because he saw so many reds on his account.
Yeah,
Committed suicide. He invested all his money in, I think it was Tesla or some dumb stock, and committed suicide because it was down like crazy.
Depression, right?
Depression, and now you think about it, 3 months later, Tesla's at an all-time high. So think about it. So you got to know your risk rewards when it comes to it. And I don't think someone young could really, you don't want to teach them too much about stocks because those type of risk rewards, they don't grasp it yet.
They're not.
But you can always tell them that's where savings comes along. Yeah. Because that's when you got to teach them how to save. It's not just, so let's say if they have like, because big thing is Fortnite now. They want those V-Bucks. $20.
They love the V-Bucks.
If you give them like an allowance for $5 a week, if they do something, I guarantee you they'll do it. And then at the end of the month, they got that $20.
Well, like V-Bucks. I said before, you have to catch the interest.
Yep.
Without interest, kids are not going to adapt to anything.
Now, there's a company out there called Green Dot, and they kind of specialize in like the prepaid credit card market. They do have a kid version account. You guys ever thought about that? Is that something you would essentially promote or otherwise essentially give some credence to and say, hey, like get them into just their own little credit card, let them just deposit into the credit, let that grow based on interest. I don't know what the interest level is. You know, I know it's gone from years back, so it might be a very low, under 1% increase.
Probably 0.01 right now.
Yeah, so would you ever look into that? Would you say, hey, how about, you know what, let's not even get to stocks to start off. How about we just get you like a kid account, even if it's with your own personal bank. Let's get you a kid account. Let's just put in money into it. Let's see how that grows, and let's add on to that. When you get a birthday gift, whatever the age is, hey, spend half, put the other half in the account. By the time you're 16, you might have enough for a car. Maybe,
I know, but what's the likely chance of a kid saying, you know what, you're right?
Well, this is where we take ownership as parents, right? This is where we say, you know what do you think about this? Whether they say yes or no, you want to kind of get whether or not they're engaged, right? You want to get the engagement level and say, are they really into it? And then you can analyze and say, my kid really wants to save money. Versus my other kid doesn't want to save money. Which is ironic because whenever I go to the store, my older son, whenever I say, hey, you want to pick something out? He goes, no, I'm good. Now, it's either whether he doesn't have the right, I don't want to say the word is the right, but he doesn't have the same mindset as my younger to just buy whatever he wants because he's not paying. Or my older son knows the value of $1. And he said, you know what? If my dad is saying, hey, get whatever you want, that means it's less money for my dad.
Yeah.
My younger kid, he doesn't give a shit.
He don't care. He's like,
but do you honestly think your oldest one thinks that way, though?
I honestly do.
Okay. That's awesome if that's the case.
I honestly feel that because the thing with he wasn't, like, when he was, like, let's say 12, it was a little bit different.
Sure.
When he was 12, he would be like, yeah, I want this, I want that. When he's 17, I'd be like, yo, you want something? No, I'm good.
See, I didn't start thinking like that about my parents until I was probably 25, to be honest with you.
So at 25, your parents would bring you to the store and they say,
no. But like if my mom will say, hey, let me buy you this for Christmas, let's say, right?
Like, I'm gonna hold off.
And I'll be like, no, Mom, you don't have to because it's expensive. You know what I mean? Where before it's like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, get me this $1,000 jacket or some shit. You know what I mean? Like...
And maybe as a side,
$1,000 jacket, damn.
Well, the reason I'm saying this, my mom because my birthday's coming up in 5 days.
With a raccoon fur?
Yeah, right?
No, so 5 days, my birthday's coming up. My mom called me yesterday. She's like, I know you want a Canada Goose jacket. I'm willing to buy that for you.
Yeah, Canada Goose.
So it was $900 for the jacket. I told her not to even think about something like that. I said, you want to buy me a jacket? You walk into a Dick's Sporting Good, get me a North Face jacket for $200 if that's the case.
Oh, yeah, North Face. I think North Face is better than Canada Goose.
Whatever the case is. I don't know who's better. But you take me back to when I was 21 years old and my mom said, I'm about to buy you a Canada Goose jacket. Not for a second, it's crossing my mind. I don't want my mom to spend $1,000 on a jacket. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm about to show up to school. Why don't you get on a jacket?
So that goes
Shit.
to my 17-year-old, right? For him, he can easily get whatever I say, hey, you want something?
Right.
He'd be like, nah, I'm good. It's
So-
not like he's not
so
hungry
that's what I'm
or he
saying.
doesn't
So-
want something. He just be like, nah, I'm good.
So
'Cause
that's
he
what I'm
knows-
saying. God bless you if that's the case with Nate,
because
with
then,
your son.
yo,
That's,
about
you know.
3 times a week, I get gas, right? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I don't get full, I don't fill up to the tank, but I'll
Yeah.
do it halfway. So
Yeah.
that means, you know what I'm saying, as like a side thing with my kids, I'll go to the gas station because, I'm going to get gas. I need gas.
They need gas.
I'm gonna go in and get some. So I do that about 3 times a week. Hey, you want something? Pick it up. So he knows, hey, 3 times we're going out. If I get something all 3, now sometimes he'll grab some, but if I'm
Right.
doing it 3 times, you multiply that every week times 56 weeks in a year. I'm saying he already has the right mindset, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't tell it, but I
Right.
already know that he has it. It just depends on how far that goes.
Yo, on a
Exactly.
different
He is
note,
17,
though,
you know what I'm
on a
saying?
different note, maybe for another day subject, why is it that when we go to the gas station, we only put like $15, knowing
I
that
don't
we...
think
I'm used to it.
I used to.
I'm used to it.
I used to
No,
do
we're
it.
going to come back in 3
Yeah,
days and do
I
the
know.
same
I
thing.
I
Why not
only
fill
put
it up?
20. I only put 20.
Yo, so
Yeah,
so to
I don't
D's
get it.
point, I do 20.
Sure.
Right? One time I experimented. I was like, how much does it take to fill up my gas? It was about $28. I got 4-cylinder. Remember we had that episode way back? What kind of the
Yeah.
WAP video? What kind of
Yeah.
car we got? I got the Chrysler 200.
Ooh,
remember
let's
that? You guys-
go.
All
you know
of-
what I'm saying? Right, all day, right? So it takes about 27 and change to do it. Now I do about roughly 20 now. I used to do about 15, right? So at the end of the day, you know what it is? It's a reason for me to go out, right?
Is
I
that
don't
what it
go
is?
out no
Okay.
more. I work at home, so
Yeah.
I barely
but
go
it's-
out, so
but
I don't
when
really
I go
care.
to the gas station, I'm saying I'll get like whatever's out there, whatever because the gas station now they got food now, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just gas; they got snacks, they got food. So that's why I don't fill up because I got reasons to go inside and leave the house.
See, with me, it's a principle of the thing. I
Yeah.
I don't know what the principle is, but I just refuse to fill my car up.
There's no point for me to fill it. You know
don't-
what it is? I always think that I have a budget, even though I don't have a budget.
Yeah, Right.
I said, let me put 20 just in case I need to do something else.
Yeah, but then 3 days down the road, you're on the highway with no gas.
But
But
here's the
fuck, I
thing.
should have filled it up.
D, I know what your problem
Yeah.
is. You know what your problem is?
What?
Control. You
Yeah.
want control.
Yeah, $20.
If they tell you, hey, you need to fill me up, you're like, nah, I ain't filling you up.
Yeah.
I'll decide.
Right? It's the only thing I fill up is when. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Anyway, as I'm saying.
Is that the X-rated version?
You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I fill up.
That'd be for the fellas club when we launch that.
Right.
Oh, is that something new?
Spoiler. We'll talk about
So
that later.
yeah, we're about to get out of here anyway. So you know the drill. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, as I said before, we go into YouTube pretty soon. Be on the lookout. You'll see it on there. Go on straight to YouTube and follow our channel, which is Fellas Corner Podcast. You know what it is. Let this thing rock. See y'all later. And kick rocks.
Yeah, till next time. Yeah, thank you, Max.
Thank you, guys.